Why the fuck do we actually care how people perceive us?
I can answer that.
If we're being authentically us, why do we care how people perceive us? Hmm.
Cause I don't give one fuck, two fucks, red fuck, blue fucks. I don't give none of them. So I
I
don't
know,
care.
right? That shit is crazy. It's crazy because it's like, and then when people do give us them, you're an ignorant asshole. You're this. You're that. Why the fuck does any of that matter to you? If you don't like it, no one is like telling you to, you know, deal with a
Be around
motherfucker,
them.
right? Yeah, like I'm not telling you like, yo, come
But
hang
a
around
lot of
me.
people, be around you because of your energy.
Fuck. All
Like
right.
it's really people like that really sit around people that just to drain their energy.
Oh, to try to
And to
drain it.
yeah, to like the cause they you know when somebody's solid and when they not for real for real. And when you around a solid person, you won't always be around good energy.
Okay. Okay.
So
Okay.
that's where the envy come in too. It'd be like, damn, I'm doing this, and this, and I ain't, and this, like you said, to them, they be like, you got your little nut ass podcast. So they be like, oh, I'm doing this, and this, and I don't get this much love, and this nigga just got this nut ass podcast, and he just sit in the crib all day, and all these people love him.
Yeah, but why though? Why would honest? Yo, the funny thing is the amount of. So someone asked me like, what percentage of people on the platform do you think really fuck with you? And it was like the percentage was so low, but I had to be respectful with it, right? You feel what I'm saying? Um, it's cause a lot of people be like, he don't got shit going on, but they not hearing me complain. They not hearing me bitch, cry, moan, and some people
But
we hear that shit. You know what I'm
and you
saying?
gotta realize when you're a lot of people, I feel like you one of the people. I don't know for sure, but a lot of people don't care to prove or to boast about what they got going on.
I never
It's,
have. I never did. Cause I
so
know here
so
today, going tomorrow.
so when people see that you're not like a lot of people, they be like, oh, I got this and this, and I care about what other people think, so I have to show that I have that. But when you don't give a fuck what people think and you don't got nothing to prove, it's like you can think what you want. And that's another reason why I feel like when friendships or situations don't work out, that I don't dwell on it because that's just you showing. I believe that the people that's for you, they're gonna get you. They're gonna get you who you are as a person. They're gonna see you and they're gonna hear you,
Mm-hmm.
and
Got
they're
you.
gonna be a benefit to whatever you got going on, whether it's directly or indirectly.
Okay.
So them people that fall off and those things that don't work out,
You
it's
didn't
like,
need them around you anyway, right?
yeah, you wasn't for me, and you just show and thank you for showing me now, rather than later when I made it to the top of where I was trying to go, and now you a leech. Because
And,
that's the
and
only
maybe,
reason leeches come around or be around is because you didn't listen or pay attention to what they were showing you in the beginning.
yeah.
So to me, it'd be like thank you for showing me now while I'm still down that you ain't for me because now I know that when I get to where I'm going, not where I think I'm going, where I
Where
know
I'm
I'm
going,
going,
yeah. And that's
you
another thing.
you just
People,
not gonna reap those benefits.
we would. A lot of us
Nah, nah.
will let a person, will let. I don't do it, but I see people do it all the time, bro. You're not your perception of me isn't going to influence me in any way of any manner of being that way. You
Yeah.
know, or being different. I'm gonna say different, right? People say you're an asshole. You're mean. I'm mean. Everyone tells me that I'm mean. I don't call it mean. I don't define it as mean because it's no malicious intent with any of the things that I say when I say it to people, right? It's not. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's not. It's just straightforward and it's authentic.
And not
We as
everybody is
people
gonna
have a
take it
problem
easy.
accepting authenticity overall, right?
That and I feel like again when people Like people don't understand. Everybody gets a different version of a person. Like you might be one way with me. Like I might get a certain version of you,
And that's
and
true.
then and somebody else might get a different version of you. That's why I tell people, if somebody tell you I'm a bitch, believe them. And if somebody tell you I'm a sweetheart, believe them. Because I am both of them people.
Okay, so this
It's just
person,
different people bring out different sides of me.
all right, so this person that's saying that, oh, honey's a bitch, right? They not saying it to you, but you could kind of
No,
feel, you could kind of
they
feel if
might
a
say it to
person is
other
saying it.
people.
Right, but you
Yeah,
would know, like, if you were to say something to someone about me in a negative, I would know if you said it,
yeah.
right? Do you address that?
No.
Okay.
Adjust it for what? And then I see you for who you are. I see how you move. I see what you want, and I ain't on that. So it ain't nothing for me to adjust because you're now out of the equation. So you could tuck all the shit you want in the background because I don't even hear that noise.
All right. All right. See me, I didn't used to tell people what my discrepancy was with them. I never really did that shit, right? And then so now it just feels like I really don't want nobody to feel no type of way about nothing that I say to them when I'm being dead serious or being authentic with them. I just want them to know that this is how I feel authentically. It's not to hurt you or anything like that. If it's useful for you, it should be useful, right? But if it's not, then you
Yeah.
should keep it to yourself. Then. I try
So
not to give out
I
nonsense information, opinions, and
I
shit like
don't
that.
when I don't fuck with somebody or I don't deal because it only I ain't even gonna say don't fuck with because it's not like I be having beef or is the issue. It's just I just don't deal with you. So, but when I feel those way about people, I don't feel the need to address it because it's like, what is me address? Okay, you already know I don't like you. Now you know the reason. Now what is the issue? Now
No,
for what? For you to try to go back and forth with me? For you to try to argue with me? Argue with me
what if
for
it's
what?
not that I don't? See, that's another thing. Okay, so it's not that I don't like you. It's just that you're oil and I'm water, and we
Yeah, we
don't
don't. That's what
mix.
I'm saying.
Right.
But people take that as
I
like,
don't
oh, she
like
must
you.
have a problem with me.
Yes, they do.
But even if I did have a problem with you, what is me telling you that gonna do? What is me telling you? Because you gonna know I don't fuck with you by the way I am with you.
Got you.
Because I ain't gonna talk to you. What Ti say? I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to kick it with you. I don't want nothing. So you gonna know if I don't fuck with you. So what is me explaining the reason to you gonna do besides make you not like me even more when you already don't like me? So I'm
So,
just not
no,
gonna
no,
talk to
just to
you.
put in the context like this: someone you deal with someone on certain levels, right? Whatever level it is, and they cross the line. You let them know they cross the line, right?
Yo, yeah.
All right.
But I'm just,
Now,
let me
should
put it
they
in a, oh, go ahead.
should they ask for forgiveness from there? Where do you go?
So, it don't matter if they ask me for forgiveness or not, because I'm going to forgive them anyway. Because I
Okay.
feel like forgiveness is for me, is not for them. Now, it's just, you're never going to get that version of me that you had before. If you be able to be in my presence again, period.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. But to put it in a, like on this app, right?
Right.
It's certain people that are coming alive and that I don't speak to. I don't say nothing to. And I feel like that's enough for you to know that I don't deal with you.
Right. I agree.
Now, if you want to take it upon yourself to ask me or to call yourself confronting me or checking me on why I don't speak to you, I don't. Who are you for me to give you an explanation? I don't have to explain nothing to you. You already know that I don't fuck with you or that I don't want to kick it with you or whatever the case may be. So why is that not enough? Why do you care if I like you or not?
I don't know.
Why do you care if I speak to you or not?
I don't know. I feel like honestly, I feel like society has grown into a forgiveness society, and I don't feel like everything, be it for me, them, him, or Jim. I don't feel like um, forgive everyone deserves forgiveness, or I don't feel like everything deserves forgiveness. I feel like every act is supposed to happen. Like people do what they want to do. They're only going to do what they want to do, right? Now I feel like people could do make irrational decisions, but still I feel like that was, you know what I mean? That was what they wanted to do.
at
So
that moment.
at that moment, and so like I don't really forgive them. You know what I mean? I ain't really a forgiveful person. I'm real good at like letting motherfuckers have it. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
I guess that I don't know if that can be classified as forgiveness. I be like, "Oh, you got it, bro. Like you got it. Cause it really don't make sense, man. These some of us, man, are really insane. Some of the people, most of the people around us are really insane. We all do the
Hmm.
same shit, know the outcome, and still expect a different outcome.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
that's the definition of insanity.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know, man. It's like, mm are you the bad guy for not being forgetful,
I don't think, I don't think,
or
I don't
forgiving?
think, I don't think you should ever forget. You can forgive
Not
somebody or
forget. I meant forgiving. Like, are you a bad person for not being a forgiving person?
um,
Would you
I
say a
don't,
person is a bad person if you deem what? See, you the way you look at forgiveness is even different. You're
yeah,
saying
so
that it's for you, like you know what I mean.
hmm
But even like I
it's just like
don't give me
it's
no
like sometimes
forgiveness.
you're gonna have to accept apologies that you're never gonna forget. I mean, that
Don't
you're never gonna get.
don't don't. How can I say this? Don't forgive me. Don't forgive me. If I
I
did
am going
it,
to forgive you because
if I did it, I meant to do it. You know what I
I
mean?
I am going to forgive you because again I'm not for you're not going to do it again because I'm not going to give you access to me to do that again. The my forgiveness for me forgiveness is all right. I understand this is what took place. I went through the emotions of how whatever you did made me feel, and now I'm letting it go. But that don't mean I that my forgiveness for me don't mean like all right I let it go. I went through the emotions. I felt what I needed to feel.
Forgive
All right
me.
now you could come back. No, that's not forgiveness.
No, 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 no. Okay, so for people that know me, right? In particular, like women, right? Forgive me if I call you a bitch, right? Cool. That's it. That's it. Cause I don't call women bitches. All the rest of that shit that I say, I mean it. You know what I mean? And it's not malicious. Again, people when you're outspoken and forthcoming with things like that, um, people think is out of malice. It's out of hate. It's from a dark place, but it really ain't from me. You know what I'm saying? I just wish people would understand, or I just wish that people would accept people for who they are, and that's it.
But people can't even accept themselves for who they are. So how can you accept them to accept you?
Not me. Not
No,
me.
I'm just saying.
Right.
I'm
Got you.
people anyway.
Got you.
People whoever's expecting this from anybody.
Got you.
People can't even. That's why like when people get into relationships or situationships and they see how this person is loving or neglecting their selves, and you still decide to get in a situation, and then you see and they doing the same thing to you. Why does if they can't love themselves or treat themselves better on their own? What makes you think they're gonna do it for you? They don't even got the capacity to do it for themselves. People are only
So
gonna love you to the capacity
we
that they can love themselves.
we need to learn how one another needs to be loved or wants to be loved, right?
Mm.
Um, just because you want to be loved by this person this way, don't mean that I know how to love you that way, or I even want to love you that way, or even
So
that
when
you
I
even want me to love you that way. We are so
right
afraid to learn. We as
or
people
to even
are
act, to even act.
to ask us to learn, right? We are so afraid to learn that it's almost that's why this should be detrimental to us because we almost come in thinking or expecting everyone to know how we
Yeah.
want to be treated, loved, talked to, fed, fucked. We, you know what I mean?
But
People,
everybody receive all of those things differently. But when I say what I mean by what I said was like I'm just talking about love on the surface. I'm not even talking about like deeply or like love on the surface. If you meet some like for instance, if you see
everybody's
somebody,
love at face value, love is going to be different. Even at face
let
value, it's no, this
let
is
me
love
let me
manual for what love is.
all right. So let me give you an example. So me and you meet, we have great conversation. We start liking each other. You come to my crib. Every time you come to my crib, you notice something different. Damn, her dishes never done, or she don't never sweep and mop, or whatever the case may be. But you overlook all that.
Uh huh.
Now, some time gone by and we live together. Now the dishes is never done. I never clean up. But it's like, nigga, you was coming to my crib to seeing this shit. What made you think now because I'm living with you it's gonna be different?
Yeah, but do you
So
think
that's what
that's
I'm. That's what
love?
I'm. That's no. But I'm just you. You can use that in a love aspect because what I'm saying is you can see if some. You can tell somebody love themselves or if they don't because
Yeah.
so that's what I mean. If you see somebody and they're not even loving their self and they're neglecting their self, what do you think they're going to do to you? They're gonna love you improperly
Well,
because they're not
you
even gonna.
could.
They're not even gonna care enough to find out how you need to be loved because they don't even care enough to find out how they need to be loved.
But all that could be settled in conversations. Like the missing
But like
part.
you just said, people don't want to learn, so you can't
Yes.
have the conversation if there's no willing to learn.
Yeah. You
You
gotta
can't have
show.
the
We gotta lead
conversation
by
with
example,
somebody who
right?
don't.
So each and every when a female tell me what she feels about men in general, right? Depending on what it is, I try to show them differently, right? Because I want them to know the difference between a male and a male and a man. There's no woman out here that's going to ever tell you that I'm not a man. You feel me? Now a lot of them women prior to meeting me, they probably didn't think that real, authentic men existed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So it's a battle. It's a struggle for us. It's really a struggle, especially for me. Cause getting a woman to believe you, it has to be the hardest shit in the world. To get a woman to actually believe you as a man, a black man, has to be the hardest shit in the world. Women will question each and every fucking thing. Why? Sometimes it's not too good to be true, and that'll push a nigga away. That'll have a nigga like, you know what, man? I ain't got time to keep trying to prove myself to this lady.
hmm
If she think I'm out here doing all this shit, I gotta keep going through this bullshit. When they
yeah.
say sorry, do you forgive them? Like, how many times does sorry work? Because I know you gotta run out of sorries, right? I didn't mean this and shit like that.
But that's what I'm saying. Like that's our. Well, I don't know because our what we see as forgiveness is different. So it's not gonna be too many sorries for me
Hmm.
because you did it one time. I could give you the benefit of the doubt. Maybe you didn't mean it, or maybe you did. But once something that happens over and over and over and over again, that's a pattern. That's a part of who you are. So that
Right.
means you need to go deal with that shit on your own. You're not about to try to figure that shit out with me.
Right. Right. I could dig that. I could dig that.
That's
So
how I feel like a lot of people they like a lot of people want to be in relationships to just so they could say they're not alone, so they could say they're not like me. I'm a person. I'm okay with being by myself. I enjoy myself. I'm my best own company. So anybody that I have around me, that's just extra. Like if they leave today or tomorrow, I'm still gonna be me. I'm still gonna be good.
right.
Whether it's a friend, a nigga, or what. So I feel like people need to learn how to get comfortable with being alone, and two, learn how to deal with all that trauma and shit. Because God could send you the perfect person. If you don't deal with the shit that's going on within you as a person, as an individual, none of your relationships is gonna work out. Even if it's the perfect person for you. Because again, like you said, how many sorries? How many I didn't mean that? How many I'm not gonna do it again?
Yeah, until a person just like, you know what, I'm just here going through the motions until you get tired of doing that shit.
But I'm already tired. Like I come tired. So it's either you gonna come correct or you gonna get out the way. Cause I'm coming tired already. Cause I ain't dealing with that shit.
Yo, you crazy as a motherfucker.
I'm already tired when I get here. So you can try that shit if you want to, and your ass is gonna be left with that a
Dude.
nigga, a friend, a family
That's
member.
why, honestly, that's why I don't want a relationship like what is it called? Because I like,
You
you
know.
know how we use this relationship, and there are different types of relationships, right?
Mhm.
I don't want to be. I don't want the title. Like I don't.
But I feel like
Because I haven't found the only women. The only women that really treat me right, in all honesty, are the ones that don't consider me their possession. I feel
and
like
I
they
think
appreciate you more when you're not their possession. I feel like, and this is
it's
as people, it may go for women also. I feel like people appreciate you more when you don't belong to them than when you
but
do.
But let's keep it a being like the belonging to. That's all a mind thing. Whether y'all got a title or not, because at the end of the day, nobody belongs to anybody. Because something that belongs to you cannot be taken away from you.
Your liberties are literally, when I say, yeah, honey, listen, we gonna lock this in like twins. You feel what I'm saying? Once you say yeah, a lot of my liberties, a lot of your liberties, a lot of our liberties that we have as single people are gone immediately.
I think that depends on the people because some
I'm
people are
saying in
comfortable
general. I just go ahead. I'm sorry.
because, like you said, it's different types of relationships.
Hmm. But I'm saying when we
Some
lock in like twins though, like this is me,
listen,
this
but
boo, I'm Bay. It,
listen.
mm-hmm.
This a relationship is like an umbrella, and then under that umbrella, you have many different tiers. There's different types of relationships. So me and you could be locked in like twins, but that don't mean we have a modern monogamous relationship.
Oh,
It's
modern
different.
monogamous. Okay, so
It's different.
not traditional, modern, right?
Yes, it's different types of relationships. Like you got people that's locked in like twins, and they in polygamous relationships or they in open relationships. I feel like this goes back to people caring about what other people think. So they're not even they want the picture perfect relationship. The relationship you see when you go on Instagram or when you go on TikTok, the matching pajamas.
Yeah, yep, yep,
They're not really thinking like what a relationship is, what it takes
yep,
to make a relationship work, and what works for them.
yep.
Because, like for instance, it's people who long distance, some that work for some people, and for some people it don't. So I think people have to be honest with themselves on what they want, and then in turn be honest with the person that they're interested in, so that way they could tweak and tune what their relationship for them. It's
Yep.
no like with love. It's no one way to love somebody. So you
I,
have to learn, tweak, and all of that for it to work for y'all. And it's the same thing with a relationship.
and so many people aren't willing to. I feel like back in the days, those relationships was like all that we have is each other, and now it's like nigga, if for every one that says no, there's 10 that'll say yes.
And it go back to what you said about like people not wanting to learn or even ask questions because it's like niggas would be like, oh yeah, I can't ask my girl for no reason. If I ask her for that, she gonna go crazy. Whole time she waiting for you to bust a move. She wanna do it. She waiting for you to say something.
Yeah, that. But I mean, yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's like when you, it's like people don't act, they don't educate themselves, they don't even put themselves in them certain situations. Sometimes you
Let
gotta
me.
put yourself in situations to even know if it's for you or not.
So the thing was, is it? I wanted to know for like, do you feel like, have you ever been a planned relationship person, or when I say planned, like y'all sat down and had the conversation and y'all locked it in, or go with the flow person?
No
Have you ever
relationship
been
that I
both?
no relationship I've ever been in was like, oh, I want to be with this person. It
I,
started off
no,
as
no,
something else, and then it
no. I'm saying, all right. It started off however it started, and then now me and you, we getting close. So it's now like, damn, honey, like, was it ever like, damn, what we doing here, or we just going to ride this shit until it's done?
no. So at some point there was it was a conversation because I'm not one of like I don't like to assume or just think like oh because he fucking with me and he doing this and that to me that mean I'm his bitch because then that's how you get your feelings hurt and that's how you get over invested. So like if I'm like say for instance if me and you start off with friends with benefits or whatever the case
Right.
may be, and we really feeling each other and it's starting to progress and like now we going out. I'm being around your kids. I'm being around your family. You being around my family. It's like I'm still not thinking in my head like this my nigga. It's still at that point. It's still what we agreed to from the beginning until we have a conversation that is more.
So you really, so you really, me and you, we doing everything that is quote unquote relationship things, but we're not in a relationship until we had this conversation. That's how you saying you
Yeah.
operate. If so many more people operated on that level, I feel like it would have been better. But back to the original thing is, I feel like when you go with the flow, I feel like those relationships are stronger than
Mhm.
the
Because when you go on with the flow, there's no expectation.
right,
There's no pressure.
right,
You're the things that you're doing genuinely because you want to, and not because you feel like you're obligated.
right. And then we can accept more things. Like me, I can accept everything. Like, you know what I mean? You gotta like, I can accept everything. Um, the women that I deal with, they really can't accept everything. You know what I mean? It's like they'll say that they can accept certain things, and then the first sight of it is flight, and you like,
Yeah.
wait, what happened to you? Can it? What happened to that stuff? You know what I'm saying? So that's what it may.
I be feeling like people put themselves in situations that they really don't want to be in because of the like the scarceness of losing that person.
You gonna push them away though, honey? Oh, excuse me.
No, I mean I know that.
They
I'm
going,
saying
they
like
going, yeah, they going to end up pushing. Cause this is what happens, right? A
because
person gets
like
tired and sick, and you be like, yo, man, like, yo, you got to stop this shit, and you get one too many sorries, and it's like, all right, man, I'm not even. I'm just here. I'm
that's
just
what I'm
here
saying.
going through the motions now.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't be in no situation going through emotions. I can't be in no situation where I can't be myself and where I can't like actually be happy. Cause what the mind of me going through, like the mindset I have to be in for me to go through emotions is not gonna be a good sight. So
Right,
I don't even
right,
put myself in them type of situations.
right. And then I think that because I'm an introvert, that people really don't understand what intro who or how introverts
For me,
operate?
I'm. It depends on the energy I'm around, whether I'm an introvert or extrovert.
Oh yeah, you see. Nah, I'm just an introvert. I ain't. It ain't no. Even like you've been in rooms with me, and I want to be over here, and I'm just here. I'm that fly over there on the wall, right?
Mhm.
But once we get in like an intimate setting where it's just being that person or me and maybe a couple other people, then I'll open up more, right? Reason
Yeah.
being is I don't want to open myself to so many different energies and people and vibes because that should have throw you off.
That's why I see. Yeah, that's why I said for me it depends on what's going on.
Yeah, so I don't know, man. That shit, it be like that we man, that shit be bad out here. It's hard out this motherfucker. I don't give a fuck what nobody say, man. Trying to find
You
someone
gotta
genuine,
find
yeah,
it.
trying to find some genuineness and authenticity, man, is the hardest thing. Without a motive, without a motive, right?
Mm,
My motive is solely to show people differently. I don't have any other worldly gain type of motive that I want, man. I just want to show
okay.
people authenticity, 100%. Win, lose, or draw, he was authentic. You won't. I don't get that back from people because we'll do nonsense shit, right? For shits and giggles. You'll risk a great relationship on shits and giggles. Why?
Mm-mm.
Wow. When do people start being? When do people start accepting authenticity and start being authentic, telling it how
But
it is? Why people don't just tell it how it is? You
I
know what
don't
I'm
think
saying?
I don't think it's people. I think you're expecting that from the wrong people. Because at the end of the day, everything goes back to self. Whether why your relationship or whatever the case may be, it all goes back to yourself, and you can't expect people to give you these things that they're not even
If
giving
you're
themselves. They're
if
not
you're
even being
displaying
real
it,
enough to.
if you're displaying it, if you're displaying it, don't you think you should a person would believe that they could do what you're doing to them to you?
Yeah, I mean you should, but that's not how life works. That ain't life. That ain't the reality in which we live in.
Hmm.
It should be that
It's
way.
like out here
You
now.
you
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
it should be that way, but it's not, and it's like that's why you had. That's why I don't pay attention to how people treat me. I pay attention to how people treat themselves and how they treat people in lower positions than them, because the way they treat themselves and the way they treat people in positions lower than them. If you was in those positions, that's how they would treat you.
Cause if me and you was in a room, if me, you, and two other people was in a room, you gonna give me a version of you. But if it's just me and you in the room, you gonna give me another version, right?
I mean, it's still gonna be me. It just may be more like vulnerable or more. It's not like you know how some people like you know how I've heard people say like you're a different person depending on who in your life,
Right,
right?
right. Do you think that, or do you
No,
think the narrative is different depending on who's here?
I feel like people feel that way because the the only time you're different is depending on what the conversation is,
Right,
because it's not different as of your personality, who you are as a person. It's just your tone or your seriousness or how serious you take in the conversation.
right. That's what I'm saying.
But if it's like how you can't expect somebody who's not authentic with their selves, who don't accept their selves, who don't love their selves, to give those things to you because they can't even give it to themselves. So how are they going to give it to you?
Okay. Okay. And I don't have a. I'm like a goddamn. I'm like a goddamn psychologist, right? I do this shit freelancely, like because I want to know what I want to know people's psyche. I want to know what's going on up there that makes me different
What's up,
and other
Riley?
things like that. You know what I'm
So
saying? Um,
yeah, but you
it,
gotta you. That's how you gotta pay attention to how people moving and, like I said, how they treat themselves. Because that somebody is only gonna love you and treat you, not how you treat them, but only to the capacity that they can do for themselves. That's why, like, even in situationships or relationships, I'm never dealing with a man expecting him to do
what's
anything
up,
that I
Raj?
can't or that I'm not already doing for myself.
Well, and that's. I mean, to each his own, right? I'm here to help, yo. I've been I've been I've been in a predicament where I had no help. You know what I mean? And I know how that feels. I know what that could do to a person's mental feeling like you're alone. And a lot of people, despite whatever the fuck they put that front on facade for what's happening on this behind these phones, behind these cameras, but they just need somebody to show them that they care genuinely.
But when you do, so if you're going to do that, you have to do that with the expect. You can't do that with expectations. You can't
You
do that thinking like, why this person? If I'm doing this, why they not doing that?
know, so because you don't. You know what I mean? When that shit is genuine, you don't. You don't do it with the only expectation for me is like the women tell me, bro. The women that come that get a chance to get that close to me, they tell me like, yo, you really different. Like he really showed me different in all in any the sturdiness is what really works, right? Like so for a minute, it was the white lies that I would tell the shorties, right? Like the little dumbass, I ain't really trying to fuck, knowing that I was, right? And then I had met a lady, and she was like, "Yo, I don't know. It was at a point in my life. I don't know. I just met this lady, and she was like, "Yo, just be fucking authentic, bro. Like you acting like a little bitch. Like she ain't say those words, but she talked to me like, nigga, like straight, nigga, stand up, like plant your motherfucking feet, nigga. Fuck is you doing out here? You 30, what? You know what I'm
To
saying?
be
And then
authentic, to be authentically you, you have to not care
at
what
all,
people think or say about you. But that's not the case for everybody. Everybody's not like that.
hmm, hmm,
But that's why I said it's at the end of the day, no matter how you
why?
twist it, no matter how you twist it, it goes back to yourself because
I understand that. No, no, no.
they don't even accept themselves. How can somebody who don't accept themselves put themselves in a position for people to accept them?
Got you.
Anything that you expect from anybody, you have to already be giving it to yourself.
Not in today's society though. Honey, look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Just and not either one of us, because both of us are responsible people, right? Someone asked me, "What's the difference between a male and a man?" Men are responsible. The same thing. The difference between women and females. Women are responsible. It's responsibility. That is clear cut and easy. That's it. If you take care of your responsibilities, no matter what they are, you are a man or woman. Grown man, grown woman. Now, if you whatever, then go over there with the males. You know what I'm saying? If you're too concerned with well, you need to get in the box because I'm too concerned to read that
Yeah.
shit, list. Salute the list for coming through here. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Honey Pop for holding it down. You feel what I'm saying? You know,
But
you
that's
know.
what I'm saying. Like people dealt with those insecurities and all that was on their own, and then brought out the finished product. Well, not the finished product, because none of us are finished product.
Finished, right?
Every day we change.
Maybe
Every day we got
polished,
one
maybe
thing.
polished, not finished, but
Yeah,
polished. Got you.
yeah. But if we worked on those things, it would be like it would be easier, because again, how can you expect somebody even let's take authenticity out of it. How can you expect somebody to respect you when you're not respecting yourself? How can you expect somebody to love you if you're not loving yourself?
They do it all the time. We not gonna act crazy, right? Because
Yeah,
some of us are looking
but
for people to show us how to love ourselves. Just some
yeah,
of us, right?
people are looking for people to enable them. That's why when you get in people who don't love themselves, they get in situations, and they a lot of the times they end up being abused or stuff like that because they didn't take that time on their own by themselves. They wasn't comfortable with themselves to be alone by themselves to deal with those issues that they have on their own. They was looking for it for somebody else, and because they couldn't give it to themselves,
Oh,
they
what
end
the
up in
hell is
these
that? TV?
situations. Oh yeah, that's
So that motherfucking G.I. Joe down. Just a little bit. Oh, almost had a nip slip. Hold on now, Liz. But I feel, I'm gonna stand on this until I can't stand no more. The relationships now are functioning off of what's being seen.
benefit and what's beneficial.
For sure, but they've been the beneficial shit been since.
No, but I'm saying like, but it was still other things like now there's more so like you can't do nothing for me if I can't benefit off you in some type of way.
Okay, okay, then okay, okay. In some way, shape, form, or fashion. Liz, what you
Yeah,
was gonna say, Liz?
Um, I was kind of invest when the comment was made about being, genuine and having expectations for, when what you're giving to someone. At the end of the day, like you were talking about how you're always authentic and it takes for someone to bring or remind you that you weren't being authentic and like just be who the fuck you is and put it out there. Like
shit.
people forget that, and when Honey said that everybody haven't they haven't learned to like love themselves, what they're looking for. That's true, but those are the people who just don't want to face the reality if they're not ready to actually be. Those are the people who won't admit that they're not in a position to maintain what they're expecting to receive.
Yeah,
Because everybody has expectations on how they want to be loved. Everybody has expectations on what they want from their partner. It's one of the first questions we ask when we get into the talking and communicating. What do you want in a partner? What are you expecting? It's one of the first questions. But at the end of the day, I can tell you, because the whole idea of not knowing what you want, most people know what they want. The problem is they don't know how to maintain it. It's like I can tell you all day what it is I want you to give me, and what it is it's going to let me know, and my love languages and all that good stuff. But can I actually do what needs to be done to maintain what they're giving me? Am I ready to receive it? And so when we're not able to be honest with ourselves in those questions, that's what's
How,
holding us. That's what's stopping the
Ledge, mute me
relationship.
real quick, Ledge.
how many times has a man had that conversation with you
Which conversation?
on what we're doing here? How would you like to be loved, or how were you taught to be loved, or this is how I was taught to be loved, or how many times
So
is
I
that?
actually don't answer that question like intentionally. When someone comes to me and says, what are you looking for and how do you want to be loved, I don't answer that question because the reality is most people because we're physical creatures, you see someone that's bad and that's handsome and that's what you're physically looking for, and you're gonna mold yourself to make sure like, dang, I need this on my arm, I need this, you know, in my life before you even know me. So the first question you're asking me is how I need to be loved. I don't want you to know how I need to be loved. I want you to love me the way you're able to maintain loving me. And if that moves
Or
you, you're going to quit.
so if a guy asks you like, yo, how you know like how do you show a guy how to love? How would a guy learn how to love you? How you want to
Pay
be loved?
attention. Paying attention, because in a conversation, I'm going to tell you, you're going to notice what kind of, if you're paying attention enough, I'm not a closed, for me, I'm not a closed person. I'm going to show you when something makes me happy. I'm going to show you when something doesn't, affect me, and I'm vocal. If I don't like something, or if I'm like, oh my God, this makes me happy, little bit. Like, I love chicken, Wawa chicken little too. And my ex, one time I was having a bad day, and I was pissed off at him a little bit or whatever. So he talked to me about that. I was like, look, here's some chicken noodle soup. Here's one of the little, and it's the ginger ale. Like, and I can eat Wawa chicken noodle soup all year round. So I don't have to because I'm sick or nothing like that. But it was just a simple, I love Wawa chicken noodle soup. That's
Right.
like just get out of jail free card for me. So it was one of those things where it's just like that little notion of like, you might have just gotten away with whatever. Like, not gotten away, but it was just
Really?
like the little notes, like you take an application to know, like, all right, I'm a, I'm gonna do it. Yeah, it could be like, all right, everybody has those little things where you're like, shit, how do I get out of this? How do I make this better? Little stuff. And it's like, I'm gonna let you know, like, all right, that made me happy today. That didn't make me happy. So, like, little stuff like that. But me telling you up front, oh, I need you to show me attention. I need you to call me and we talk at least once a day. Or, you know, I need for you to take me out and do this kind of things. And
No.
if we're talking, that stuff is gonna come naturally.
All right.
Answer that specific direct question. And only because I don't need you putting a check box of if I do this, do this, and do this, I'll hook it. Because you're not gonna maintain it if it's not natural. Show me
Right.
that you're willing.
So-
Every man who's in a place where he wants to date knows how he wants to treat his woman. That's why some of the
Now-
guys are like, oh, that's not what I do.
Now, really quick, I don't mean to cut you off. We don't know, what we do know is, not to say what we don't know. When we in a certain place with a certain person, I know exactly how I'm going to exactly. I could literally write this shit down about how I'm going to treat the person that deserves to be treated, how I'm going to treat them. I could literally write it down. The thing is, giving in so much and getting so little. I'm an appreciation person. You wanna show me that you love me? You should show me by appreciation. You can feel. You could feel. You can actually, genuinely, authentically feel appreciation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, you would think that it would be the same for love. I don't think appreciation can be faked, right? Or what is it? I don't think appreciation can be disguised. I don't think appreciation can be disguised. I think love can be disguised, loyalty, all those things can be disguised. I don't believe appreciation can be disguised. So I ain't really big on that love shit. Like, I'm big on it, but it's like, if you love me, you'll show me by appreciation. You can feel it.
Right. So that's how you receive love. And someone who knows you is going to, the way that they love. If I love you, I'm going to show you that what you're doing is appreciated.
Right.
That's
Got you.
kind of without a given for true love.
Got you.
I'm going to show you that. You know, I appreciate it by reciprocating in the way that I show love.
Exactly.
Getting you something because I thought about you. It may be making your favorite dinner. It may be because I know you smoke when you come home. I got your L's rolled already. Mm-hmm. You know, it may be those little things that it's like, I just want to know, like, what you did today made you.
And that's it.
Great.
And that's it.
Mm-hmm. But you start, like you said, you know right now and can write down how you want to treat the person when you get to that point.
Yeah.
But you also know how you want to treat someone when you first meet them. You also know when I first meet someone how you wanna find out if this person can go to that next step with you. You know what you're willing to do in order to get to that next step with someone.
What I'm going to correct. That is correct.
Right, you know that already.
That is correct.
And if what you're doing and giving to me is what I need, it's going to flow and mold naturally.
But then what?
Like, all right,
some people, you give it to them and they receive it and they fucking shell up. They fucking, what is this? You know. So then what do you do?
But that's someone who's not ready. You bow out gracefully, being thankful you didn't waste more time. People have a hard time accepting that some people are not ready. It may look like everything you want, but later on down the line, you're gonna look back on that red flag and be like, I knew it. You're a great person, but this may not be for me. When in reality, if you had said something about that up front, you could have not wasted as much time as you did.
Yeah.
Trying to ignore the things you
not a red flag though. Just they don't know how to, like, you know, like a. You ever see somebody just keep trying something and they it's not working, and you like you got it, and then when they get it, it's like, you know what I'm saying? Some of that, sometimes that, like for me, that kept me holding on, because it's like, come on, man, I can't I'm not a quitter. I'm not that. We got this shit.
At the end of the day, So every relationship I've been in has taught me something. So the
Correct.
reality is, there's been some relationships that maybe I was not prepared for the man who was with me. And there's been plenty of relationships where the man that was with me, in my opinion, was not prepared for who I am.
Okay.
In all of those relationships, I took something from it. So when I finally get married, I learned something from every one of those situations. There's gonna be some guys that'll be pissed off, like, why couldn't you do that while you were with me? I was not there.
You
I wasn't
were
ready for
correct,
it.
correct,
I wasn't
correct.
ready to the people. So it's one of those things where it's like, when we finally find that person, there's a lot of people before us that gave us what we needed to get to this point.
Correct.
So the reality is, it hurts to realize that someone you think has everything you need, and but can't receive what you're giving them. It hurts to say I'm giving up on you, but at the end of the day, the reality is you may just need to be a lesson for that person. You may need to give that person something out of you, or they may need to see something from you to better themselves. It doesn't mean that they're meant to be there forever.
Or do you think
We
that?
learn something from every single body.
So do you think that you should let it go to let for it to grow?
I think that everyone has their limits on what they're willing to accept.
But I'm saying for in order for it to grow, you have to I'm going to cut you off. In order for you to actually miss something, it has to be removed, right?
I won't necessarily say that because it all depends on your expectations. You have to figure out if you're aligned with someone in a relationship. Are you aligned with this person? Like, so let's just say this. For me, when people ask me what I'm looking for in a relationship, I want to be a wife. And I make that very well known. I'm not looking for my husband, but I am looking to be a wife. I am preparing myself to be a wife. I want to be a wife.
Would you ever? This. I gotta ask every woman. Every woman. Would you ever propose?
No.
Okay.
No. That has to do part with my, faith and just part of, I'm not taking away from, the man I want is, the man that I want for myself is a man that knows what he wants and is prepared for me. I don't want to be more prepared than my husband because I tend to follow and not lead. I want to be submissive and live in my femininity and allow my husband to be head of my household. So
You don't think you could do that by proposing?
I'm,
You personally, no. Got you.
No.
Got you.
If you're not prepared or ready to make that step with me, then I'm kind of forcing your hand, which is who's leading at this point.
Do you think that it's forcing his hand, or it's relieving a weight off of his shoulder? Because the biggest thing is a lot of men are afraid to propose because women could say
the man
no.
that's afraid to propose is not for me. A man that's afraid to propose.
You say no.
Me.
You need to know this. He knocking all that shit over. But go ahead.
Who knocking all that shit over?
Any nigga that proposed to you and you say no.
Oh, no. I didn't say I'm saying no. I'm just saying that, if if you're afraid to propose to me,
that shit.
If you're afraid to take that next step, that's why I asked that question up front because I don't want to. I'm not even going to attempt to pursue a relationship with someone who says he's not sure what he wants.
No.
Sure, we're in two different places. It's a waste of a relationship.
Got you.
It's a waste because we're not aligned in the beginning. If my goal is to find out if we're aligned for marriage, your goal is to find out if we're aligned for marriage, we're looking at each other for the same thing, for the same reason, for the same goal. So when I start to love you, you're not going to be afraid to receive it because you're looking to receive it. A man that's not sure where he wants to be, if I start to love you, you're going to be like, that's maybe movie he says. You're a little crazy. Wait, hold up, I got to.
You know what my thing is? And I'm realizing this. I need all diamond in the roughs. I do. Because these polished diamonds ain't diamonding right now. You feel what I'm saying? And these miners, niggas being miners, the coal miners, I don't know what the fuck happened in that batch. The fuck? I don't know what the fuck happened. But my person, in all reality, my person is either dumb, deaf, blind, or on another planet. I'm telling you,
I don't believe.
she can't see it. She, she can't even see it. It's right in their motherfucking face, and they can't even see it. It's like, how can't you? Hello, I'm over here. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just tough, man. It's tough out here, and I see why motherfuckers be the way that they be. I can honestly see it, man. From both ends of the spectrum, I can see why this shit is done. There's no faith, there's no trust, there's no honesty, there's no loyalty, there's no morals, there's no integrity, there's no values. Well, what the fuck is there?
See, and that's the part of me that's like, hold on, sorry. That's the part of me that's like, there's a
Fran,
certain,
what's up, Fran?
there's a certain level of grief that I give to show my hand when dating. There's a certain level of grace that I'm giving where, I have a little bit more patience. Where some people like, I understand that they may be like, everybody got a little bit of a past that kind of comes back when you start to get into the point of love. Because you get to a point where it's like, I felt this before, I'm afraid to kind of maybe jump into it. So that's where you give a, for me, that's where I give that little bit of grace. It's like, okay, maybe I got to do just a little bit extra to show you that this isn't what it was last time.
Right.
Outside of me just telling you. So,
Got you.
but there's only a little bit of grace. I'm not going to make that for what someone else did. That's feeling you have to do on your own.
Okay. I understand that.
But I will allow for you the time to dig into what I'm showing you so that you can make a decision for yourself if it's genuine. If that makes sense.
I mean, so it really does.
Communication is huge.
Communicate to just. It's comprehension. We can communicate. We're communicating very well. If I'm not really picking up what you're putting down, like comprehension wise, then that shit is all frivolous. The communication shit goes out the door. You know what I'm saying? It does. It does. I don't want that. I just don't like. I never. Yeah, I never say communication is the key. Comprehension is.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
You have to communicate in order to comprehend.
Well, there you go. Like you said.
You can't have one without the other. If I'm not communicating with you, I'm expecting you to comprehend something I'm not giving you. That's the women who are asking you to read their mind.
Right.
No.
Right. Got you. And sure. You're supposed to know this. You a man, ain't you? Well, considering the fact that I am a man, and I don't think that I'm supposed to know anything about anyone. Am I supposed? I remember I did this one time, right? And you would think that all women like flowers. Found that out the hard way.
And that's the thing. A lot of people fail to realize that the only things we know about relationships are what we've already experienced. If I've never experienced you, I don't know what it takes to,
Correct.
keep you happy. I don't know what it takes to love you. I don't know what it takes to give you sexually, all of it.
Correct.
I don't know. So even like when we're talking about sex, everybody's like, oh, I got to know what it's like. At the end of the day, you expecting someone to jump in bed with you and just know that it works. I don't know you. I don't know when you're sick. I don't know what, sensation. I've dealt with people who could, love him right off the bat, and I've also dealt with someone who could not let off his. So it's like where I'm like, dang, am I losing my touch? And then I'm like, it's like, no, this is legitimately just, this is who he is. This is different for me. It was different. I had to learn him.
I always tell that story, man. Like this girl, man, I've been through my fucking back on 50, 11 times, right? She never got off. Soon as she get to sucking me off, she part of that shit just flooded. You know what I'm saying? It's like, damn. But it's like, oh, okay. And just like this, recently, I even found out that some women don't like head.
But everybody has this mindset is this one package deal because society has you believing that
societal norms. There we go again.
Get off these hashtag black love pages and these hashtag real love pages and find out what love is to you.
Yeah.
You have to be willing to accept if your partner does not like, if head is what makes you happy and your partner doesn't like it, unfortunately you either got to decide that it's
Bob, what's up, Bob?
for you or if it's not.
It's
Yep.
definitely a deal breaker.
What if you don't give head? It's a deal breaker, honey.
If my partner don't give
Don't
me
give
head, then
head.
yeah.
I mean, but you
But people do it
enjoy
not.
that act, right? Is it now? Let me ask you this: is it because you enjoy doing it that, or
No, because I want it. I need it.
you need?
Like
Okay,
something
got you.
everybody
All
else
right, got
needs.
you. Got you. All right, I got you. Cause I'm not a
So
guy.
other
You don't
people,
gotta. You all you got to do is he ready. Hello. You feel me? You ain't got to do a whole lot of. And this is another thing. I don't like sloppy, right? Like I don't want my situation to be all wet all up. You know, I'm sitting here and that shit. I don't gotta get tissues and towels and I don't want to. I'm too. I got OCD real bad, so I'm too. I'm actually like too clean for that shit, right?
I
Cool.
need you with a wet ass.
Yeah, I don't want that. Now I stand up and bang your mid out. You feel me? Let that shit hit the floor. But you gotta understand that my legs gonna be like I'm finna squat something. You feel me? Cause I don't want that shit to touch me. You feel me? I'm that type of person. But
but
some
see,
people
that's the
like that
type of
shit.
grace you gotta give someone. Because if you have a woman that her last partner needed to slap you, then that's what
Exactly.
she's actually going to do to you. Because
Exactly.
usually guys are like, nah, fuck that, I can't deal with it. And it's like, you need to be able to
No,
go to
no.
your partner and be like, nah, that's not it.
My dick doesn't know how to close to a
Okay, so like,
That's a part of paying attention. That's a part of paying attention.
so so it's like the Gooch shit. They say, "Oh, your sex is boring," and I'll be like, "Man, somebody love that shit." You feel what I'm saying? I'm not out here with the desert dick. You see what I'm saying? And I ain't running down on everything. But it's like, don't fuck with my Gooch. I ain't with that. Don't fucking all this shit with my balls. Leave all that where it's at. You feel what I'm saying? I ain't on that, but that don't mean that. Does that mean that I'm weird? No. You know what I'm saying? I don't, my expectations when it comes to that are very uh, low. Like hello, fuck is you talking about? All you got to do is tell me you want to get it to me, and we ready. We ready. We prepared. No bullshit. What else I got for y'all, man? I got some more shit in here somewhere. What's the mark that you would want to leave on the world, Liz?
Say one more time.
What's a mark that you would want to leave on the world? If you could leave a mark on the world, what would it be?
Um, Grace, truthfully. I would
Grace?
want to leave Grace.
Grace.
Because the reality is, we're so quick to we're so quick to jump and react to people and how they did, and sometimes everybody says when you hear the saying like every action doesn't need a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
If we stop for a second and think about even in agreement, everyone doesn't. I won't say that everyone doesn't deserve grief. Everyone doesn't deserve the same amount of grief. I don't have to lash out and snap at you to leave you alone. I can love you from a distance. My love doesn't die for people I have true love for. I may not like you or want to engage with you anymore. I'm gonna love you from a distance, even if that means cutting off communications. I can love you with boundaries. So being able to give people the grace to know, like, I'm saving myself, but I'm not going to react to you the way the world is telling me I should. You know, even with people, our friends, who were like, dang, you came at me wrong. There's sometimes when we need to take a step back and be like, dang, what are you going through that this is like your response and your reaction? What are you dealing with that I may be ignoring and I'm blinded to? So being able to give people a little bit of grace to have a moment of error without losing just the love that people have for them
Mm-hmm.
is something that we need to practice. But
Mm-hmm.
once again, everyone doesn't have the same amount of grief. So it's a matter of being able to discern that and then putting your boundaries up to that.
Got you.
And I'll adjust accordingly. But when that time comes where it's like, I'm giving you the grace to not react the way I should, because
Mhm.
essentially that's the difference between grace and mercy. Giving you what, not giving you what you do deserve.
Mm-hmm.
You deserve this ass whooping, but I'm not gonna do it because
Mm-hmm.
that doesn't benefit me.
Yep.
That's just gonna put me anger in me. It may make me feel better, but I'm still gonna be thinking about what I did and how I did. And it's like, dang, did I have to react that way? At the end of the day, whatever you're going through is what you're going through.
Yep.
Whatever you're dealing with is what you're dealing with. But unfortunately, I can't harm myself while you're going through it. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you the grace to just, handle that and deal with it.
I could
Yeah,
dig
because
that.
a lot of
What
times too,
what
when people
about
going through those things,
what about
it's not
you,
even
honey?
about you.
What's
It
the
be
mark?
about, like you said, it's what they going through.
What's the mark that
Huh?
you would leave? If you could leave your mark, yours, like this is honey, like you know what I mean? What would your mark be?
Um,
Salute to that grace. I like that grace.
to wholeheartedly and unforgivably be yourself,
Me too. Yeah.
because because at the end of the day, yeah, we all live in life. We all got our own journeys, but nobody has to live your life but you.
Yeah, that's a fact, man. That's a fact. Me
So
too, man.
to always be yourself and do what
Just
makes
be
you happy.
authentic, man. No
And
matter
do
no
what makes
matter
you happy,
what.
because
Yup.
at the end of the day, people people are going to do what makes them happy, even at the detriment of yourself.
Correct.
So you need to make sure your number one priority is always you.
Yeah. Yeah. And mine's is like that. That's what it's going to be at the end of the day. I come to terms and realize that he is one person that did it his way, even if it was to his detriment. He did it his way, and maybe it empowers other people to do shit. Fuck this societal norm shit. Fuck because they not cool with it, man. Do what the fuck works for you, man. Do it your way, whatever it be,
And
man, and be able to stand on it, bro.
and
That's it.
when you authentically be yourself and do what's best, what you feel is best for you, you also are not giving people control of your life.
That's a fact.
When you trying to please other people, all you doing is giving them control of your life. I'd rather be in a fucked up position or situation because of me and some shit that I chose to do, rather than something that I didn't even want to do that I did for somebody else. Then I'm in a fucked up situation.